Hi folks, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical
Together we are the
therapist.
most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
I bet
Of course.
Napoleon wishes he was included in that famous
Yeah,
part.
get him in here.
Napoleon's one of the famous skeletons on the internet. Today, Brad, we're going to talk about ankle strength and balance tests for senior fall prevention.
Right. And this is not only just for seniors, but it could be for anybody. We're going to find out that one of us actually is a high fall risk with one of the simple tests. We got two tests that we can use. They're simple. You can do them at home. As far as therapists out there, if you know them, you know they're great in the clinic as well because they're effective, they're fast, and it gets to the point.
And it sounds like I might have to do one of these.
Yeah.
I might have to start adding these in. By the way, I see a couple new people out there,
There
Brad.
are two of them, yes.
All right, thanks for joining us. If you are new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day.
Wow.
Subscription button here, subscription button here. And also make sure to like Brad on Facebook.
Yeah.
Or like us all on Facebook.
It's not easy, but give it a whirl.
All right.
Bob, let's talk about balance.
All right.
Okay. In therapy school 101, if you will, we talk about balance strategies. I always like that term strategy. It always reminded me of playing some kind of army
Board
game, you know?
game?
Yeah. But anyways, you keep your balance with your muscles in your ankles. Your ankles are doing a tremendous amount of work through the nervous system, and they're responding back and forth to keep you up. And then there's the hips. Where you move your hips over your feet has a tremendous amount of influence on staying upright. And there's much more than that, but that's just who we're focusing on.
It really pays to focus on those two areas, hips and ankles.
Right.
And today we're mainly focusing on ankles.
We're going right down to the ankles. You know, what are those ankles doing? And so a couple simple tests. The first one, which I'm going to demonstrate first, and then Bob is the single leg balance test.
Single leg balance
If you can stand like this for 5 seconds, get your watch out, going up to 5. If you can do that for 5 seconds, you pass. And then you want to do both legs and make sure you're even on both legs. And I can do it quite easily. Now let's watch Bob.
I really do have problems with this, and I don't know why.
Well, you're 6.5 foot tall.
Yeah, I'm really tall, and I have small feet.
But
it's
that time you pass that one.
Yeah.
Let's just try the right leg.
No,
He's doing better under pressure.
I'm doing better on it, yeah.
But it's that simple. If you can go for 5 seconds, you pass. If you don't, you know you're probably at a high fall risk. If you go up like this and you can't even make it 1 or 2 seconds, you're
a lot of times people, after they sprain an ankle, they have lost that ability to do that. Even a younger person.
Exactly.
And interestingly enough, I've only sprained one ankle one time in my life. So.
Well, I don't know what your problem is then, Bob.
Yeah, I don't know either. I got big problems. But.
Okay, the next one, you simply need a yardstick, or you can use a tape measure that you can put on the wall, but something where you can get a measurement horizontally.
You want me to come on over, Brad?
Well, actually, I want you to measure because this is set up for my height. No,
it is. I was going to say that was not going to be and I didn't want to not pass another test.
Right.
So I'm glad that you're letting me slide on this one.
Yeah, for Bob, you have to go so your arm is at a 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's at the starting point at the 0 inches there.
Right. Stand up tall, feet together, and here we get the 0 point, and you simply reach forward, and Bob's going to count or measure. How far can I go, Bob?
I'd say about 18.
18 inches. So if you go by the book, you practice twice. And then after you practice twice, so you know what's going on, then you do
take the actual measurement
three times. And then add it up, divide it by 3, so you get the average, and that's your number. And
so we'll just say yours was 18.
Yep. So let's look at some averages that we have on a nice big chart. All right. So here we got the ages, 20 to 40, and I fit in this age group, 41 to 69, male, 15 inches. So I'm over average.
Again, you had to show off.
Yeah.
I mean,
sorry, Bob.
And I could have seen me being down in the 13-inch, inch range or something.
So you can see there's the male, the female age group, and these are, averages. It's pretty gross, but it gives you a rough idea of where you should be at. Now, if I did a 14 or a 13, I still wouldn't be too concerned.
Right.
If you're down to a 7 or 8 inches, and you should be at 15 inches in that for that average. That's
I'll
something
measure
to think
mine
about.
off camera. See how I'm doing.
Yeah, the biggest thing to do is write it down, because you do your exercises and then you come back in a week or two and you do the same test and see if it improves. That's
Sure.
most important.
And this is nice, Brad, because both of these tests are very fast and very quick to do.
Exactly.
So, and anybody can do them.
And if you want to get the instructions on it, if you go to rehabmeasures.org.
ORG.
Right. That will have a nice little description, and it has a lot of scientific information underneath that you probably don't
Kind
even...
of beyond our skill set.
Right.
even to-
You know,
to
if you're a
read it.
PhD person, you'll really like
Yeah.
that. But the description and how to do it is very nice for anybody.
All right.
All right. So you get your measurement, okay? And then you write down your reach test. And if you cannot get 5 seconds, you can go how many seconds you can kind of average it. And then you start your ankle exercises because there's a good chance it's a weak ankle problem. You know, Bob and
Could
I...
be a weak ankle, could be a proprioception problem too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One way or another, if we focus our exercises on our ankle, there's a good chance you're going to get better.
Right.
One way to test ankle strength, you can do it like this if we can go up on your toes. But if you have bad balance, chances are this is going to be difficult.
Right.
So you can use a walker or a couple canes or a cupboard you can put your hands on. I'm going to
Chair.
Yep, a chair, the
behind
back of a
it, yeah.
chair. I'm going to use a walker because it's handy. And simply see if you can go up on your toes like this. Now, Bob and I have been doing this. I've been doing it 20 years. You got 30 plus years.
Yeah.
And we know once you see someone in their 50s, 60s, 70s, this, for people who are sedentary and particularly, oftentimes they can't even do a toe up. They can't
Right.
get their heels up more than a half inch can be challenging.
As hard as it is to believe. Yeah, a lot of people have
Right.
a lot of difficult time with this.
It's very common. And then we can also see, can you get your toes up this way? You know, normally a good healthy person, this is easy, but oftentimes just to get the toes to move is about all we can get. We can't get that ankle strength to here. So what you can do is if say you're doing this with your mother or someone that's injured, if they can do 2 really easy, or the injured leg, you can do 1 leg. 1 leg you can do 25, which is normal for 30 years old. You go on the injured leg, and you get the 5 or 6, and that's all you can get, and it's not real high. You can write that down.
Sure.
Okay, so you know roughly how
Write
strong.
down the number of you done.
Right,
Okay.
and whether it's 2 legs, 5 or 6, or 1 leg, depending on
Okay.
the individual. Does that
So
make
again,
sense,
you got
Bob?
your baseline, and
Right.
you're going to work from there then.
Right, so you know your strength, you know your balance with that test, you write them down, and then you go to work. And this is all we're going to, well, we got 2 exercises to do. This is one. Hold on to whatever you need to the back of the chair, the cupboard, the walker, and you can use that for balance. Roll up as high as you can and back. So you're working strengthening with your ankle, but at the same time, you're going to work on balance because if I lean on this a lot, my balance is relatively easy to work. But if I go to fingertips on this or on the cupboard, then I'm working more strength plus balance. If this gets too easy, I can just go to one hand. So I'm
What's
going to...
nice about this, Brad, is too, you can incorporate this into your day. I mean,
Exactly,
you,
Bob.
I mean, you can, you know, when you're talking to somebody on the phone,
Yep.
you know, or you can stand up or
Yep.
take a break from your computer.
Right.
Just stand up and do some of these.
And this is one of those things you're not going to do 5 or 10, but you could do 20, 30 of these because that's
Yeah,
like walking.
it's a very strong muscle.
Right.
I mean, it needs to be, it's probably one of the stronger muscles in the body.
It needs to
Yeah.
be strong because you don't walk
Yeah.
just 100 yards, but a lot of times you want to walk a half a mile or a mile. And it's the same muscle group, same muscle pattern actually.
Yeah.
So you go as high as you can. You know, you might start out with only 20, 30 reps, but as you get stronger, you might be going up into 1 or 2 minutes or longer. Okay?
And then when,
Bob,
when you go to the single leg, it's going to be a lot harder. right?
Exactly,
I mean,
yeah.
You're working harder. And you're going again, toe up, heel up.
Yep. And this is where, you know, if you are a younger person and you have that sprained ankle, you're coming through. You know, I start people with all 5 fingertips on the cupboard. Oh, they're doing pretty good. So then I'll say, let's just go to fingertip, 1 fingertip. And that gets harder. And then finally, you can go without anything. And then you got people.
And then I like to throw in sidestepping, Brad.
Yeah,
I mean, so if we could, you know, and you can do this along a countertop. The counter would be in front of me. So you're just going to go ahead and just walking to the side here, and that's forcing the muscles to work both directions here. And I have. This is one that I incorporate with everybody
Sure.
too for balance.
I think it's a good idea.
And then we get into advanced, where you actually do, I don't know, what do you call it again?
Karaoke or grapevine?
Yeah. So I'm going. First one goes in front. Next one goes in back. So this one goes in front. Then it goes behind.
Yep.
Front, and then behind. And you just keep then you can even pick up the speed a little bit
Right.
as time goes on to get more and more of those. Another one, Brad, that I like doing, and Lonnie, you can just keep it down there, but a lot of times, if you're brushing your teeth, that's a good time to work on your balance, which I think I'm going
Sure.
to need to do.
What,
You're
brush
brushing
your
your
teeth?
Yeah. And floss. But, keep your one-legged balance while you're brushing your teeth. That's a
Right.
good reminder to do
Right.
it.
Or doing it,
Then you do it once a month.
or doing the dishes.
Yeah.
You can incorporate this, and so if you're a busy person, you got children and you're chasing after them, you got that little bit of time where you can focus on yourself while you're doing the dishes or whatever.
And remember, folks, Brad and I are not just pretty.
Yeah, I got to get this right. We're pretty ugly. No, we're pretty handy.
We're pretty handy
Yeah.
or pretty helpful, so
Yeah.
make sure you subscribe to
Right.
us.
We got duct tape and everything.
Yeah, thanks for watching.